available. Now, the biggest question I get is, what do we do when we're in, say, fall ball and we have the whole team together and we can't really spend 45 minutes of our 2-hour practice working through just the Shake School stuff, but we want to continue what we've been working on and make sure that it's a part of our culture, our philosophy, our practice plans. Or the bigger question is, what do we do when we're in the spring season and we have 2 hours and we have a rival coming up in 2 days and every game counts and we're trying to maximize our practice. So I drew this up here to try and give you an idea. With this being Kyle's workout, one workout you see on our platform, this is where I would go to a full team practice or in season, fall ball, summer club practice, but you have 20 some athletes. You got to make sure that everybody's getting reps, and you're also making sure that you're addressing the bigger picture items like transition and fast break and 7-on-7 or 6-on-6 or extra man or whatever those bigger concepts are. How do we still incorporate Shake School? So what I have here is actually just a diagram of what, say, one of my practices would look like. We have the practice, we don't spend more than 10 to 15 minutes on a drill. We don't hang on a concept very long. We keep the tempo moving, we keep the pace moving. So if this is an example of a practice, I've got 15 minutes for warm-up, stretch, and partner passing. I've got 15 minutes where we work on some sort of advanced stick work. This is not where we're doing stick tricks or individual stick work. This is a 15-minute session where we have 5 or 6 people in a drill and we're working on stick work, but also ball movement and how does our team move the ball. So I would say stick work and ball movement here is very different than, say, your partner passing or your individual stick work or your any tricks that you're working on or soft handling like that. Then we have a 15-minute positional breakup session that I have in all my practices. So we go warm up, we get our sticks ready, grab a drink, and then we break up. Defense goes to one side of the field with our defensive coaches, and they'll work on things like what we call ABCD, approach, breakdown, make contact, and drive. So approach and breakdown drills. We have a rapid contact drill that we do where the players get a bunch of reps of making contact, how to make contact with our feet moving, and then we also end with a communication drill for the defense. Now on the offensive end, this is where you're incorporating your Shake School into your big practices with a lot of athletes. So on a regular day of breakdown, we have 3 drills again for my offensive players. We'll do step down shooting. Everybody gets to get in and get tons of reps ripping. And then we will add a Shake School drill that's usually a drill that's focused on the run shooting. So we just got done doing step down shooting. So in this position here, in this little 5-minute session for Shake School on the run shooting, I would maybe grab something over here. I would grab the snap step drill. This is where the athletes are using a quick snap step and then they go on the run down the alley where they're sweeping across the middle or they're coming from behind the cage. So we're taking the snap step drill from the Shake School platform and we're doing it for 5 minutes here. Now we have 5 more minutes left in our shooting session for our offensive players, and this is where I'm going to take a more advanced concept or maybe even a core concept that has 2 or 3 of our Shake School techniques involved in that drill. And this drill here is really putting together the pieces of what we've been working on in the summer and in the winter. So we're doing the full workouts in the off season and our players are really getting heavy doses of Shake School techniques. And then in season, we're picking and choosing certain drills or certain concepts that we're going to continue to work on throughout the season. And these 2 pieces here are interchangeable by practice. So on a week of practice during your spring season, Monday through Friday, I have 5 practices. I have 5 days where we break up offense versus defense. We have 5 sessions of shooting. And out of those 5 days, we're doing 1 or 2 drills that are Shake School rooted at every single practice. Then the next session in our practice is usually where we go 1v1 or 2v2, where there's a lot of defensive players applying what they were just working on versus offensive players that are applying their Shake School techniques one-on-one in a live setting. So we get to rep it out here, and then we go 1-on-1 or 2v2 for 15 minutes. Then as you look at the rest of practice, we spend a lot of time on individual skills, team ball movement. Again, each position gets to break up and become a master of their craft. Then we compete and go head-to-head one-on-one. And then you look at the bigger picture of a whole practice, we go 15 minutes here. I would put a tempo and pace drill. This is where you see your 3v2s, your 4v3s, quick hitters, lots of rep, fast tempo, lots of ball movement, competition. And then we would go 15 minutes for this little mini section here at the end. We're going to break into 2 sessions here where we're going to have an offense or defensive concept of the day. So if I'm putting in a new offense, this would be 15 minutes of where we would do maybe 4v3, and we're doing the front side of our offense, and we're practicing the looks and the reads and the progressions of the offense on the front side. And then we would do that for about 15 minutes so that my players get tons of reps and tons of looks of how it looks from the initiator spot or the dodger spot. And then we have reads off ball, first read, second read, third read. And then on this next 15 minutes, that's where we would add the backside. So now we would maybe rep out the backside of our offense for 15 minutes. We worked on the front side for 15 minutes, the backside for 15 minutes, and now in this last session here, this is where we would do our 7v7s for girls or 6v6 for guys, and this is where we would have parameters set up where, you know, maybe the girls, each possession, they have to run the new offense at least once before we let them do something different, or maybe we put time limits on it and we play with like a 30-second shot clock. Maybe we shrink the possessions and how quickly they have to move the ball, or maybe we start off the end line. But we're going to have parameters on our 7v7, but we're still going to be working in the offenses that we were putting in that day, or vice versa if it's defense. Maybe we put in a new zone defense, we work on a couple concepts here, and then we go live. But as you see, in a whole team practice, we're still incorporating Shake School for at least 10 minutes a day. We're getting 2 drills in every day. We're still hitting on all these concepts that we're using in the summer and in our winter workouts. So